Welcome back, Love Nation. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. Listen, you guys, this situation with Drake over the last week has literally gone from bad to worse, as one of the lawyers for one of the three men convicted of the deletion of young rapper xxxTentacion has literally put information out on the sidebar with Jesse channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description, suggesting that Drake or someone from his camp may have information and or some type of I hate to use the word involvement in what happened to xxx Tentacion. And let me say that the machine, per se, if that's what you want to call it, working to dirty up Drake the last few days is definitely coming out to play. I do find it very, very parallel that all of this information and putting this on the forefront is coming out now after Drake put that information out concerning UMG in that pre-lawsuit. I'm going to play a clip from the Law and Order with Jesse in a moment. Listen to it with an open ear. The lawyer speaking is Maurice de Padilla, who is the lawyer of one of the three, I believe Dietrich Williams, who was convicted in 2023 over what happened with xxx Tentacion. I'm about to play the clip right now, you guys, and come back with my commentary.
Interview because his stage name was xxxTentacion, which was the victim in this case. Prior to him being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, if anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now. It's Champagne Poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect, right? So imagine the decedent said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name. I laid out in extreme detail all of my defense witnesses list, which included many rappers, because at the end of the day, the victim in this case was a rapper. He had feuds, ongoing public feuds with not only Drake, but a lot of rappers that are either signed to OVO or related to Drake in some way, including 600 Breezy, which is a Chicago-based rapper, and a rapper that's from Toronto by the name of, he goes by Top 5, which is Hassan Ali. And I had to lay that all out in detail. The court was fully aware of my theory of defense. Prior to that, I filed a motion to perpetuate the testimony of Livingston Allen, which goes by the name of DJ Academics, because DJ Academics was friends with X and had posted long YouTube, content regarding this beef. He actually posted YouTube saying that he was on the phone with X discussing the issue and the beef that he had with Drake, and specifically, X had either said or posted something about Drake's mom, and he had posted a picture of a Drake lookalike with semen on his face, and he wanted DJ Academics to post it on his own site, and he said, "I'm not going to do that." And in that conversation, DJ Academics says that you better be careful because even though, like, and I'm paraphrasing again, even though he's not a gangster, you may be pushing him. As a reaction to that conversation, X goes and says that he takes it out off the post off of his website or off of IG, and he says that his Instagram was hacked. I laid that out in my motion to perpetuate the testimony, which a motion to perpetuate testimony is when you have a witness that is relevant to your defense and that lives beyond the jurisdictional limits of the court, and that you feel that you're not going to be able to bring them into court. So I'm basically asking the court to allow me to go to California or wherever I have to go, depose this individual, and now with his deposition, if he doesn't show up, I could use it in my defense or in my case in chief, right? So I did that, argued it to the court, and the court in a reaction, basically said, I'm not going to grant your motion to perpetuate testimony. Just take his depo. Let's just take it. So, okay, fine. I set a notice of hearing, went and served Drake in his castle in Beverly Hills.
There's something that you mentioned, and I want to talk about this. So first of all, there was this deposition that was taken of xxxTentacion's mother, Cleopatra Bernard. She testified that Onfroy had this ongoing feud with Mr. Graham, Aubrey Graham Drake. She said this feud with Graham included throwing shots at Onfroy and lyrics from one of Graham's songs. You mentioned that controversial statement that he made, if anyone tries to kill me, it was champagne poppy. The question I want to start with as we get into the Drake conversation, were you arguing, or is appellate attorneys arguing that Drake was a part of this killing, that he was the one who did this? Or are you arguing that it should have just been allowed, you should have been allowed to present evidence to suggest there were other potential leads that law enforcement really didn't look at into this case? So again, what exactly we suggesting? Are you suggesting that Drake had a part in it, or that just it wasn't looked into and it shows a sloppy investigation and not a fair trial?
Well, in the brief and in what I was arguing in court is the latter. We are a defendant has every right to defend himself and to show reasonable doubt wherever it may be, and to fully investigate and articulate to a jury an alternate shooter defense, or an alternate, a defense where someone else, committed this crime. Am I going to sit here and tell you that Drake was holding a gun or Drake? But the facts, as they are stated by X's own mother, is that she knew about the beef with Drake and with Migos. She knew about the violence between Migos and her son, where there was a violent episode. She knew about 600 Breezy, which is a known admitted gang member from Chicago, going to South Florida and posting on social media saying that he's blicked up, which means that I have a gun, and she was concerned about it. She testified in the depot that she discussed it with her son. She testified that the reason that she wanted additional security with him the day he died was because of this beef with Migos and everything that we're discussing. So it was relevant, and for many months during the trial, January, February, even February 7th of 2023, the judge is agreeing with me. Okay, now there comes a moment and a hearing. He goes ahead and Drake hires, after the judge enters a rule to show cause, basically saying a purge date. You have to appear for depo on this day, or I'm going to do a writ of bodily attachment. He then goes and hires Brad Cohen, a friend of the show, friend of mine as well, an excellent attorney. And Brad files several motion to quash the subpoena, and he files a motion for protective order.
Alright, so you guys just heard from Dedrick Williams' lawyer, one of the 3 men convicted and is serving lifelong sentences without parole in the case of what happened with XXX. And I am just going to say that now this is just my own opinion, I did vaguely hear about this a few years ago, and I do remember that Drake's name was brought up a little bit in this, but then all of a sudden it kind of vanished. I don't know if that was because he had an umbrella of protection around him at that time. I could not even tell you guys if Drake was actually involved with the situation, or if this just happened to be a parallel beef, and Drake had absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't know, I'm just putting this information out. It does seem like a lot of these stories are about to probably start coming out the wood because of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation. And it does seem like that umbrella of protection that Drake once had, due to him being the UMG money-making darling, that now that he's suing him, all of these stories to dirty up what's left of his name is just going to start to flood the public. And for all of this to happen now, and for all this information to be dropping over the weekend, to give so many people time to speculate and discuss is even more questionable. I'm definitely going to be following up on this. It's just very, very suspicious that this story is really coming out in full now, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm going to be following this, you guys. Share your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Till next time, be safe. Enjoy your evening. Bye, guys.